Good morning children. Hope you all are doing well. So children, in last class we completed the lesson Puru the Brave. Right? We completed this lesson. So now let us enter into the textual grammar. Okay? So everyone opens page number 45. Yeah. There you can find vocabulary. Yes, vocabulary. So I want you people to complete these two bits by your own. Okay. Yeah, sure. I will give answers for you people, but that is in Zoom class. Okay, before that, please complete this two bits. I'll give answers later. I want you people to do these things. Okay, children? Yeah. Next, we enter into the grammar part. So first, let's have a look at the following sentences from the text. Okay. My kingdom should remain independent. Okay. You should treat me as your equal. I must say every Indian soldier fought like a tiger. So they given three sentences, yeah, from our lesson Puru the Brave. Yes. So in first sentence, they underline should. Right. In second sentence also they underline should. Yeah. In third sentence they underline must. Okay. We'll read these lines, then I'll explain you. Okay, children. In sentence 1, should indicates obligation. Yeah. In sentence 1, should indicates obligation. In sentence 2, it indicates condition. It is should. Should indicates condition. Yeah. In sentence 3, must is used to indicate insistence on the part of the speaker. Okay, insistence. Okay, I'll tell you what is it. So, my kingdom should remain independent. In first sentence, should is used as obligation. Obligation in the sense commitment. Yeah, putting boundaries over one topic. So here, Puru, yeah, this line said by Puru, right, to Alexander. My kingdom should remain independent. He committed that his kingdom should remain independent. He's saying in opinion, he's saying his commitment that my kingdom should remain independent. Yeah, this is an obligation, stating his commitment. Yeah, he committed, he decided. Finally, his kingdom should be independent. Yeah, to express our obligation, to express our commitment, yeah, to express our decision. Yeah, we are using should here. Okay. Next, it indicates condition. In second sentence, should indicates condition. So let me read. You should treat me as your equal. Yeah. When Alexander asked Puru to do friendship with me, then Puru says, on one condition. Yeah. What is that condition? You should treat me as your equal. Yeah. He's saying you should. This is a condition. You should treat me. Otherwise, I won't do your friendship with you. Yeah. It is a condition. In this way, should is used. Right. Next. I must say every Indian soldier fought like a tiger. Yeah, here must is used to indicate insistence on the part of the speaker or necessity. In a sense, he's saying it's really, it's insisting. It's what? He's pointing out that Indian soldiers fought like a tiger. Yeah, must is used to insist, to point the exact point. Okay, to point that Indian soldiers are fought like a tigers. Yeah, in next line, it is also used when the speaker has authority over the listener. In the sense, teacher, student. Yeah, I will tell you. You must do the homework in time. Yeah, authority in the sense, I have the right to order you. Yes, I have the right to do to say that you have to do the work. You must do the work. In this way, the must is used to express our authority. In a sense, our way, right to insist. You have to do homework. You must do homework. You must read the lesson. You must write the meanings. Yes? This is what the difference between should and must. Okay. Should is used to indicate condition or our commitment, obligation. Yeah. Must is used to insist something or used to show authority on the listener. Yes? Okay. So in bracket they given, people sometimes use in place of should they use must, in place of must they use should. This is not a correct way. Hope you understood what is mean by should and what is mean by must. Yes, should is used to express our commitment or yeah. When one thing I'll tell you, when we are writing precautions, conditions, okay, you should not walk by shoes. You should not enter without mask. Yeah, this is a condition for that. We use should over there. You must wear a mask and enter the room. This is insisting to him to wear a mask. Hope you understood these two differences between should and must. Yes? Yeah. So turn the page, children. There is a now read the conversation between a doctor and a patient and fill in the blanks with a should or should not and must not. Even this is also a small exercise, small homework for you after listening the explanation of these two. Okay. Surely I will give these answers in the next class, but I want you people to try this. Okay, you are in 7th standard, right? So you have to try by your own first. Okay. Second bit. Let me talk about second bit. Look at the following sentences from the text. But their generals are not so good as ours. This is what's first sentence. The Indian generals are not so skillful as the Greek generals. It has been a great battle, perhaps the greatest of my life. In the above sentences 1 and 2, the Indian generals are compared with Greek generals. The third sentence means that it was the greatest or the best battle of all is Alexander battle. When we want to compare one thing with the other, we use degrees of comparison, positive, comparative, superlative forms of adjectives. If we compare two things or two set of things, we use positive or comparative forms of adjectives. If we compare more than two things or two set of things, we use the superlative form of adjectives. We can transform positive degree into comparative and superlative and vice versa. Yeah, vice versa. So children, we read here 3 sentences. Yes? We read 3 sentences. What are those? Their generals are not so good as ours. The Indian generals are not so skillful as these Greek generals. It has been a great battle, perhaps the greatest of my life. So, children, in English grammar, in English, we will be having 3 comparison degrees. Degrees of comparison, 3 will be having. Yes, they are positive degree, comparative degree, as well as superlative. Yeah. So, in first 2 sentences, our Indian generals are compared with the Greek generals, like as good as skillful as. We are comparing only between 2 people, that is Indian generals and Greek generals. Only 2 people we are using. Yes. So, they used positive degree. Yeah, good, skillful. Those are positive degrees. Okay. Superlative, the greatest. In third sentence, it is a superlative. Why? Because the greatest of my life. In a sense, he compared this battle with many of the battles he did in his life, in this Alexander's life, right? With many battles, more than 2 battles he compared. Thus, he used superlative. So, you understood the difference, right? Positive comparative is used when we compare between 2 people. Yeah, comparing people, or things, okay, whatever might be, but it should be two. When we come to superlative, it is used to compare. Comparing is used to compare between more than two people. So you understood the meaning, right? Positive and comparative degrees are used to compare the differences between two people. Okay, whereas superlative degree is used to compare compare between more than two people. So this is the main point which you need to remember. What positive comparative degrees are used to compare between two people differences. Two people or things. Yeah, anything, events. Right? Next, superlative degree is used to compare differences between more than two people. Okay. Yes. So we have the chances to convert one degree into another degree. We can convert positive degree into comparative degree and superlative degree. We can compare, yeah, and vice versa, in the sense we can convert comparative into positive and superlative. We can convert superlative into positive and comparative. Anything we can do. Yes. Now let us observe the sentences 1 and 2 above. Their generals are not so good as ours. Yes. The Indian generals are not so skillful as the Greek generals. The underlined words in the above sentences are adjectives. They are positive forms of adjectives. The other forms of these adjectives are given below. Yes, in first, good. Yeah, this is positive. What is the comparative? Better. Superlative, best. Good, better, best. Okay. Skillful, more skillful, most skillful. Yeah. I'll write on board like other forms also. The two sentences are said to be in the positive degree since the adjectives are in the positive degree. Yes, they can be transformed into comparative degree by changing the adjectives into comparative degree and making certain other changes. Sentences 1 and 2 can be changed into comparative forms as shown here. So, positive degree for good. Yeah. For that comparative what? Better. Right. For that superlative what? Best. Okay. So in first sentence, their generals are so or not so, sorry. Yes, or not so good as others. Yeah, this here adjective is in positive degree, right? Yes, adjective is in positive degree. So this sentence is said to be in positive degree sentence. Yes, to convert this into comparative degree. Okay, their generals are not so good as others. To convert this, we need to change some changes in the sentences also. I'll let you know. See here, good. For this comparative is better. So their generals are not so better as ours. Is this a correct sentence? No, this doesn't form a correct sentence. We say our generals are better than their generals. Okay, better than. This is what the necessary changes we will make. See, there is no difference in the meaning of these two sentences, but the degree is different, right? skillful, more skillful, most skillful. Okay, so here the sentence is once observe this sentence. Once observe. Yes. So here skillful is a positive degree. So this sentence is to be positive degree. Said to be positive degree. Now convert this sentence into comparative degree. Yeah. Skillful is converted into more skillful. Yeah. Now tell me, the Indian generals are not so skillful as the Greek generals. Now what we will write in comparative? Yes, we will write yes. The Greek generals are more skillful than Indian generals. So here more skillful is a comparative degree, right? So this sentence is written in comparative degree. Okay? To understand it deeper and deeper, I will give you few more examples. Okay. Yes. So this is what how we convert the positive degree sentence into comparative degree sentence. So in next class I will give you few more examples to understand it deeply. Before that, please understand these sentences thoroughly. Okay, complete the given work which I have gave you. Okay children. Yes. Thank you.